Hello, this is Dave from Net for Truth USA, Whirlwind Revolt. It is Friday, April 19th, 2019, and the Mueller report has been released. And just as expected, the mainstream media is hanging on by their fingernails to this Russia collusion thing, which got yanked out right from under them. And now they're trying to say that there is obstruction because of the minor redactions, primarily on page D5, which is the information that by law cannot be released, identities of people and things of that nature. But the mainstream media has boxed itself in, painted themselves into such a corner that they have no choice but to double down on their bullshit. I'm not telling you anything you didn't know already, the only exception being Fox News, which has been a breath of fresh air compared to the rest of the mainstream media. We also know about the cover-ups and the absolutely incredible lies that have been told to the people of New Zealand about the postulated figment of their imagination shooting that happened over there. And we have a video that took this prior channel down because we tried to post the truth. And you know what? The more they try to obscure the truth, the more people go after it. You cannot ban something. You cannot ban free speech, especially the truth. But the lies are rampant in this country. The lies are absolutely rampant. It is one lie after the other. A lie is a second postulate designed to mask a primary postulate, statement, or condition which is permitted to remain. And the second, tertiary, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, octagonal postulates that they've got to come out with is just showing you that the mainstream media is just Hollywood bullshit the way it's always been. It's always been this way, folks. It's always been this way. We just never realized it until we had citizen journalists and independent researchers going out and finding the facts and putting it out on social media. And that's why they ban our channels. That's why they shadow ban us. That's why they demonetize us. You think we don't know? Do you think that we don't have any alternate means of communication with the people? Watch what happens next week, because the indictments are going to start to be opened. And when the Pfizer report comes out, oh my God, how are they going to figure this one out? They can't. They can't. They can't weasel out of it. And I'm telling you, if you don't believe that the mainstream media is fabricated bullshit, and I don't mean just the media here in the United States, I mean the media worldwide. The corporate mainstream media is all bought, sold, and paid for a long, long time ago. They built up this matrix since JFK and probably even before then to teach people and to inform people about things that never happened and to cover up their evil, dastardly deeds, from drug trafficking to human trafficking to human child trafficking to satanic ritual abuse. It is all going to come out. And it doesn't matter whether your mind is able to wrap around all this bullshit, but it's true. It is absolutely true. And that's the reason I said this before, because it is so egregious, because it is so demonic, because it is so satanic that normal people cannot. I wouldn't believe that our government killed 3,000 people on 9/11. They've done it before. They'll do it again. Our lives don't matter to these people. You got that? It doesn't matter. That's the whole thing with the Bohemian Grove and the cremation of care, which means the destruction of give a shit. That's the common vernacular for what they call the cremation of care. Care is what the hell is care? That's exactly what it sounds like. Care. We don't care. We don't give a shit how many people die. We don't care how many people we got to kill, but this objective must be met. And they engraved that shit in stone on the Georgia Guidestones. Do you think they're not serious? Do you think they're not serious? If you have a cable box in your house right now, get rid of it. Call your cable company and tell them I want to cancel cable and just keep your internet connection. Get yourself a Tiger Screen box. The link is down in the description. This is the way we drive these people out of business. It's a free country. You can say what you want. But when you talk bullshit, and you talk bullshit for 2.5 years, and you mislead your audience into believing the president is somehow hooked up with the Russians and working for the Russians and obstructing justice, meanwhile, the real criminal is smashing her Blackberries with sledgehammers and bleach bitting our hard drives with bleach bit, and her husband is talking to Loretta Lynch from the Justice Department to try to get her to weasel out of this so she could become the President of the United States. And then we would have been all done. Somebody woke up. Somebody woke up. Donald Trump, I am in awe of this man. What he has given up to save this country is got to be right in the line with a soldier on the battlefield. A soldier on the battlefield knows what direction the bullets are coming from. He's got that advantage over Donald Trump. Donald Trump doesn't know what direction the next bullet is going to come. They try to assassinate him 12 times. And I'll tell you something. If they ever even try to and succeed a little bit like they did with Ronald Reagan and hurt that man, Washington, D.C. will look like Yucca Flats after the blast. I guarantee you. You can take that to the bank, cash the check, and spend the money. Because the American people, the people who are awake, the patriots, have had it up to here with the bullshit. We want to see perp walks. We want to see firing squads for the traitors who betrayed their country. And it's not their country. And we hear about this stuff, national security. There is still national security shit about JFK being held back for national security reasons. You tell me what could be national security after 55 years. I'll tell you what it is. The national security is to protect the criminals who had something to do with JFK being shot are still alive and can still be prosecuted. That's what national security means to them. And it's about time that shit ends too. And I say, if you're dead and you had something to do with the JFK assassination, dig the bones up and put them in the electric chair at Sing Sing and fry them just for shits and giggles. Just so we can get some modicum of justice in this country. People in this country have had enough. We had a 450-page exoneration of the president, and now, because a couple of lines were crossed out on page 5, they're calling it obstruction. There is no end to the bullshit. You understand? There's no end. The only way you're going to end it is to put them out of business. Turn that shit off. Give back the cable box and get a Tiger Screen box. You get everything you're watching now for free. No commercials, no nothing. It'll take you a minute to find it because there's everything there that's ever worth watching. So why would you pay for it and have to sit through 30 minutes of big pharma commercials and commercials for shit you don't need when you can just live stream it, pause it when you want? And they'll go out of business. The major news outlets are done. They're like Kuffler-Nesser slide rules. They're obsolete. You understand? They're obsolete. We are the news now. And some of us are bullshit artists, and some of us tell the truth. I'm one guy sitting in his kitchen, drinking a cup of coffee, smoking a cigarette, telling the truth. And they took my channel down 3 times because I told the truth. And for no other reason, get that straight. For no other reason other than I speak out of my mouth what my audience is thinking. I have the huevos to speak it out of my mouth and let them come here. They've been here once already, trying to intimidate me with nothing. They had nothing on me. They said I threatened Hillary Clinton. And I told them, I says, if you're standing between a traitor and a patriot, when the shit hits the fan, I duck. I learned how to duck. Because justice is going to be done in this country one way or another. It's their choice. You can sit comfortably in a cell in Gitmo, eating a stale bologna sandwich and sitting on a stainless steel crapper, or you can face the wrath of patriots that sooner or later the line is going to be crossed. Trust me. They keep poking the bear. They keep poking the bear. They keep poking the bear. They keep doubling, tripling, quadrupling, quintupling, sextupling, octupling down on their bullshit, and we've had enough. We've had enough. And not only trying it over here, they've done it over there. And I'll tell you, if you have a friend who still watches the mainstream media and doesn't believe that everything that the mainstream media tells you is a bullshit story, I'll tell you how you can prove it to them, and just ask them to explain how Jane Stanley from the BBC was in New York on 9/11, and how, with the building over her left shoulder on live TV, said that Building 7 fell 25 minutes before it happened. You explain that shit to me, and have your friend who doesn't know what bathroom to use explain that shit to you.
Now, more on the latest building collapse in New York. You might have heard a few moments ago I was talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing. And indeed it has. Apparently that's only a few hundred yards away from where the World Trade Center towers were. And it seems that this was not a result of a new attack. It was because the building had been weakened during this morning's attacks. We'll probably find out more now about that from our correspondent, Jane Stanley. Jane, what more can you tell us about the Salomon Brothers building and its collapse?
Well, only really what you already know. Details are very, very sketchy. There's almost a sense downtown in New York behind me, down by the World Trade Centers, of just an area completely closed off as the rescue workers try to do their job. But this isn't the first building that has suffered as a result. We know that part of the Marriott Hotel next to the World Trade Center also collapsed as a result of this huge amount of falling debris from 110 floors of the two twin towers of the World Trade Center. As you can see behind me, the Trade Center appears to be still burning. We see these huge clouds of smoke and ash, and we know that behind that there's an empty piece of what was a very familiar New York skyline, a symbol of the financial prosperity of this city, but completely disappeared now, and New York is still unable to take on board what has happened to them today.
Have them explain it to you. I had a guy call me in 2006. His name was John. And I put him on my website, assholesamongus.com. You go over to the left-hand side and click on the last, I think it's the last bar on the navigation pane. It says willingly ignorant. And you'll see you'll see what total assholes there are in this country. And he's just one of them. He's just one of them. There's thousands of them. There ain't no way there are more of them than there are of us. That's an illusion that's put forth by the mainstream Mockingbird Media. Because they're out there protesting because they got nothing else better to do. They don't work for a living. They're living in mommy's basement, going to Starbucks and deciding I'm going to sit there and think about which bathroom do I use today. And they're threatening us. They're threatening the veterans. They're threatening armed patriots. You out of your fucking mind. You ain't got it. You ain't got a prayer. Watch what happens next week. I guarantee you, some people are going to be perp walked. This is Dave from Net for Truth USA, Whirlwind Revolt. Thank you very much for listening.
Please subscribe to our backup channels, Whirlwind Revolt, Inglorious Patriots, and Net for Truth USA 2 Patriot channel. You can also find us at Net for Truth USA on BitChute. We fly so close to the target, we're on our 4th fighter jet. We will be relentless truth seekers until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/net4truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.